If there is one thing we all miss about our childhood is candy. In fact, we wish we could be grown-ups just to eat all the candy we want, but now we all know what happens when we grow up. While we enjoy most of them, some candies were discontinued and left us asking why. Well, at times the candy is discontinued for failing to meet projected sales. And at times it's because of something far more ridiculous than you think. So join us today as we count down the 10 discontinued candies that went too far. But before we get to the countdown, be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more interesting videos. Number 10. Hippie Sippy. At number 10, we have the Hippie Sippy, the candy that takes us back in the 60s, a much different world from the one we know today. While the early 60s marked the beat movement's popularity, the late 60s was filled with declarations of peace, free love, and expanding one's mind through drugs like LSD. Hippie Sippy was made for kids who wanted to jump on the hippie bandwagon. The candy was a tube filled with sweet liquid that kids could bite into and sip. While most candies in the market had similar features, Hippie Sippy went way too far through its delivery system. The tube was shaped like a heroin needle. Literally designed to replicate the hippie culture, it's easy to see how Hippie Sippies didn't exactly make parents feel all warm and fuzzy. Encouraging kids to pretend to take illicit substances isn't good for anybody. To make things even worse, a button was attached to the thin tip branded with sayings like, "Hippie Sippy says I'll try anything," and "We sell happiness." Needless to say, these experimental candies didn't last very long on the shelves, and they were pulled after only a year. Number 9. Candy Cigarettes. Who doesn't love relaxing with an old-fashioned sugar smoke? For most of the 20th century, candy cigarettes were readily available, allowing kids to copy cigarette-smoking adults. The manufacturers didn't even try to hide what they were doing. These things were actually marketed as candy cigarettes. These sugary cigs were a little too convincing. The packaging for Viceroy candy smokes was nearly identical to that of the real Viceroy cigarettes, and Marlboro candy cigarettes existed to mimic Marlboro. In 2009, that changed when the FDA banned flavored cigarettes from American shelves. This ban didn't apply to the candy itself, just to actual cigarettes flavored like fruit or candy, but it encouraged many American stores, including Walmart, to take the candy off the shelves. Number 8. Haribo Sugar-Free Gummy Bears. Sweet, chewy, and fruity gummy bears are still an all-time favorite. We all would enjoy gummy bears if we could, but have to practice a lot of resistance due to all the sugar in them. Haribo is the producer of gummy bears and had a solution for this. They decided to make sugar-free gummy bears. But what went wrong with the thoughtful innovation that they had to be taken off the market? Well, in early 2014, the world learned how much harm a handful of gummy bears can do. That's when the internet caught on to the Amazon reviews of Haribo's sugar-free gummy bears, which revealed the considerable colon damage that a serving size of these treats could cause. The sugar substitute Lycosin, listed as a first ingredient in the candy. Lycosin is a hydrogenated syrup that's been clinically studied and is considered safe to eat. But Lycosin consists mainly of maltitol, a well-known sugar alcohol almost as sweet as sugar. The problem with maltitol is that it's not fully digestible and ferments in the gut. If eaten in excess, side effects can include increased flatulence, loose stools, and diarrhea. So, anyone who ate the sugar-free gummy bears was going to need to find a bathroom very quickly afterwards. Number 7. Kinder Surprise Eggs. Anyone who had a chance to get a Kinder Egg knows they're more than fun. The chocolate shell mixed with layers of cream on the inside was very delicious. Waiting inside that chocolate shell was a cool toy that could be assembled. Some people even amassed vast collections of these little toys. However, the candy manufacturers had issues with FDA regulations that kept Kinder Eggs from being sold in the United States. The entire regulation had to do with the fact that the candy had non-edible components in chocolate. Although the pieces of the toy and instructions for assembling were contained in a tightly sealed container, it still presented the possibility of choking hazards or cross-contamination. People tried to bring the Kinder Eggs into the States, but smuggling them in came with a hefty fine and possible criminal prosecution. As fun as the toys could be and as tasty as the Kinder chocolate was, the risk was not worth it. Number 6. Nestle's Magic Balls. While Nestle is not a company known for making poor decisions with its products, it still can't escape the kinds of missteps that could easily bankrupt smaller companies. Yep, we're referring to the Nestle's Magic Ball. Like the Kinder Surprise Egg, these balls of chocolate were filled with candy and prizes that would make eating candy a much more exciting experience for kids. But in 1997, the magic was taken out of Nestle's Magic Balls after parents voiced concerns that the balls presented a choking hazard. While the company had tried to differentiate their product from the Kinder Egg by shaping their chocolate like a sphere, it still violated the same law that banned Kinder's products from the sale in the US, as the included toys were technically inedible ingredients. In 2000, Nestle re-released the candy, calling it the Wonder Ball, and swapping out the included toys for small edible candies. Number 5. Smarties. Nothing hurts like getting a bag of Smarties during Halloween. These things are no one's favorite candy, but people love to hand them out during Halloween, probably because a 10-pound bag of them costs next to nothing. Of course, while Smarties may not be that fun to eat, high school kids found another irresponsible and stupid way to enjoy them. In Oregon and one in Michigan school districts, the candies had to be banned, as the students were crushing them up and snorting them. While it might not be the actual discontinuation of the product, it is foolish nonetheless. Leave it to teenagers to find a way to make Smarties even worse. Of course, stores were not banned from selling them. The kids were just banned from bringing them to school. Apparently, all that happened is that many kids got nosebleeds and some pretty severe sinus problems. Number 4. Lollipipe. Some candy factories never learn from history. With the failure of Hippie Sippy and Candy cigarettes, the manufacturers made Lollipipe, an incredibly transparent attempt to be both edgy and attract grown-up customers to a candy product. This piece of candy, like the classic Candy cigarettes, seemed to send the message that pipes are cool, particularly those who are used to smoke marijuana or other more illicit drugs. Therefore, Lollipipes were banned in Washington in 2011 and banned from 7-Eleven stores in Indiana. The product, which can double as a smoking pipe, comes in various flavors, from watermelon to apple. Assumedly, authorities were worried about this candy falling into children's hands, as it functions identically, with a bit of added stickiness, to the pipes sold at head shops that are meant for people over the ages of 18 or 21. Number 3. Trolley Roadkill Gummies. This was a rather odd choice for gummy candy shapes. Gummy worms and gummy bears have been famous for several years. However, when gummy candies shaped like flattened animals, complete with tire marks, came on the market, things took a wrong turn. In 2005, Kraft Foods Inc. pulled their Trolley Roadkill gummies in response to protests from the New Jersey Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. The candy featured gummies in the shape of squash snakes, chickens, squirrels, complete with tire marks. The New Jersey SPCA claimed that the cocktail candy sent a wrong message to children, that it's okay to harm animals. It took particular offense to the advertisement, which featured animated animals fearing for their lives with a pair of headlights rapidly approaching them. Number 2. Toxic Waste Nuclear Sludge Chew Bar. Talk about a poorly chosen name. Toxic Waste? The name itself keeps the customers away, so it came as little surprise to many when a candy called Toxic Waste Nuclear Sludge Chew Bars was recalled in 2011 for being toxic. The candy wasn't just hazardously sour, it was toxic. When California's Department of Public Health found 0.24 parts per million of lead, more than double the standard US FDA tolerance of 0.1 parts per million in the candy's line cherry flavor in 2011, a mass recall was put out to remove the treat from store shelves. Of course, lead poisoning can be fatal, especially in pregnant women and children under 6 years old. Customers were asked to dispose of any remaining toxic waste bars they might have saved for a special occasion. While the Pakistani candy is still available in various iterations, the hazardous ingredients have assumedly been removed from the recipe. Number 1. Mawam Candy. Finally, we come to a candy famous for its packaging. Mawam was a fruit-flavored candy sold in England, and it was known for the little green mascot that adorned all of its packaging. In 2009, the lurid images of fruit found on the packaging of Mawam candy caused quite a stir. Simon Simpkins, a British father of 2, was especially offended, as he felt that the fruit's poses left them compromised. Mr. Simpkins continued, "The lemon and lime are locked in what appears to be a carnal encounter." While Haribo was initially reluctant to change its design, in 2015, Mawam unveiled new packaging that swapped out the salacious fruit in favor of a chill, skateboarding lima bean. Luckily, the company's slogan, "Full on till it's gone," is vague enough to be interpreted as both sexual and radical. And that brings us to the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed it. And just be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our awesome content. And please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our new uploads. We value your feedback, so feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comment section down below. And we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.